Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are all keenly observing the burial of the late Raila Odinga from the proceedings when Raila Odinga passed on 15th of October, there is one aspect that has been off about this burial. The presence of the daughter-in-law, the first daughter-in-law to Raila Odinga. Remember, Raila Odinga's son, Fidel Castro Odinga, died on that of 7th, 2015. And behind, he left a widow by the name of LUAM BEKELE, a lady that had sired a kid or two with Fidel Castro Odinga. In the burial of Raila Odinga, when the grandchildren to Raila Odinga were being recognized yesterday in front of President William Ruto, when even they were reading their tribute to their late grandfather Raila Odinga, the kids of the late Fidel Odinga were nowhere to be seen. Though when the grandchildren were speaking, Mama Ida Odinga said, my grandson is on the way. He hasn't arrived. If he will arrive soon, he will be given a chance to speak. He said Jaramogi hasn't arrived. He is the son to my late son, Fidel Odinga. But the question is, where were all the kids to Fidel Odinga in that burial? I mean, we all tried to even locate via microscope the presence of LUAM BEKELE, the widow to late Fidel Castro Odinga. Now, here is the real deal and the real story behind what actually transpired between Fidel Odinga's widow and the Odinga family at large. Let's dive deep into it. Mara ya mwisho kuonekana katika macho ya umma ilikuwa ni mwaka 2015, mwaka 2015, katika mazishi ya mmewe Fidel Castro Odinga. Mwanawe aliyekuwa waziri mkuu wa Jamhuri ya Kenya Raila Amolo Odinga. Je, yuko wapi daughter-in-law wake Raila Odinga, LUAM Getachew BEKELE? Jina lake mwisho kusikika kwenye vyombo vya habari ilikuwa ni mwaka uliopita katika kesi na vita dhidi yake na familia ya Raila Odinga juu ya mali na urithi wa mmewe Fidel Castro. Tukizamia katika mvutano huu wa LUAM BEKELE na shemeji zake walifikia makubaliano ya jinsi watakavyogawana urithi wa Fidel Castro Odinga mwezi Juni mwaka 2022, 2022. LUAM BEKELE ambaye ana uraia pacha, mzaliwa wa nchi ya Uhabeshi ama nchi ya Ethiopia, na pia alipokea uraia wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kutokana na ndoa yake na Fidel Odinga. Alipewa funguo za himaya ya mmewe, ambapo koti ilimruhusu kuwa mkurugenzi mkuu wa Fidel Odinga Estate, ikiwemo ni akaunti 8 za benki zilizokuwa zake Fidel, magari mawili pamoja na mjengo wa Fidel uliopo katika eneo la Karen jijini Nairobi na ule uliopo kule katika kaunti ya Kisumu, vyote hivi vikiwa chini ya jina la mwanawe na Fidel Castro. Nikibadili ndimi mtaniruhusu ndipo niweze kuwaeleza kwa lugha ya Kiingereza ama lugha ya Kigenge, ndipo tuweze kuzamia kiundani katika swala hili. The legal fight for the control of the estate of Fidel Odinga, the son of our democratic leader Raila Odinga, was settled with his widow getting full control of 3 properties including a villa in Karen. The widow LUAM Getachew BEKELE will hold the rest of the estate including cash in 8 bank accounts, 2 cars, a plot in Kisumu and 2 investment firms in trust for the benefit of her son, a minor. This means she cannot sell the assets and income from the properties. And cash in accounts can only be used for the benefits of their minor, such as paying school fees, medical, holiday expenses, and clothing. Mr. Odinga's son, Raila Jr., was also made joint administrator of the estate together with Ms. Bekele. An out-of-court agreement seen by a publication was published reading that the deal led to be settled out of court. Now, the deal which was inked by Odinga's wife, that is Mama Ida Odinga, and her daughter-in-law, Ms. Bekele, brought to an end a vicious court fight that threatened to offer Kenyans a peep into the Odingas' jealousy guarded family business secrets. The court fight became public in the year 2019, October, after the Odingas accused Ms. Bekele of sidelining twins the late Fidel had sired with another woman, Phoebe Akinyi-Gweno. The twins, born months after his death in January 2015, were at the center of the property battle where Ms. Odinga's daughter Winnie Odinga sought rights of administration over Fidel's estate. The rights were granted to Fidel's widow, LUAM, in January 2019, but the Odingas claimed the offer disadvantaged the other beneficiaries of the assets. Under the out-of-court deal, Fidel's widow and her brother, Farm Getachew, dropped the right to be the administrator of the multi-million shilling estate. Now, the agreement, as I shall read it to you, that an administrator of the estate, being Farm Getachew Bekele, be substituted with Raila Odinga Jr. so as to have LUAM Getachew Bekele and Raila Odinga Jr. as the administrators of the estate of the Fidel Castro Odhiambo Odinga, said the agreement. Fidel, who died in January 2015 without leaving a will, had acquired several properties, among them a house in Karen's Tipoana Park, 2 pieces of land in Kisumu, a parcel of land in Kajiado, shares in Axum Investment Limited, Ambessa Investment Limited, and 4 vehicles. Fidel also had 8 bank accounts spread in Gulf, ABC, Stanbic, DTB, and Standard Chartered banks, whose content were not disclosed in court filings. The only liability revealed in the filings are debts to a credit card issued by Stanbic Bank, Chiromo branch in Nairobi. Among the properties added to Raila's grandson are a piece of land in Odhani in Kisumu and 2 motor vehicles, a Nissan Sunny and a Range Rover, the shares in Axum Investment Limited and a Bessa Investment Limited, 250 each. Cash in the bank accounts are also being held in trust for the minor. Ms. Bekele got the Tipuana house in Karen, where they lived with Fidel before his death, in an estate that hosts 5-bedroom villas, a parcel of land in Kanyawengi in Kisumu, and another plot in Kajiado. The fate of another woman who had joined the case on the strength of having born twins with Fidel was not revealed in the agreement. The High Court had allowed Ms. Akinyi to join the case to protect the interests of her children. The judge said it was prudent to allow her as an interested party in the case. Ida and Winnie Odinga, Fidel's sister, told the court that Ms. Bekele was aware of the existence of the twins but chose to sideline them. Justice Muchelule had in October 2019 ordered DNA test to establish the children's paternity, but court records do not show whether they were conducted. Ms. Bekele had questioned the paternity of the twins and said she had no problem including them as beneficiaries of her husband's estate if they turn out to be Fidel's children. In the case, Ms. Odinga moved to court arguing that she wants to protect the interest of other beneficiaries of the estate of Fidel and other children. She accused Ms. Bekele of secretly filing the application to control Fidel's assets and failing to furnish them with the papers despite having an interest in the estate. In the suit, Ms. Bekele alleged that a strained relationship with her mother-in-law was the real cause of the succession dispute and refuted claims by the Odinga family that she excluded several properties from an inventory of assets her late husband owns. She denied knowledge of a Mercedes-Benz linked to Fidel and that one of the Range Rovers in question is in the possession of her late husband's business partner, only identified as Hussein, and who claims to have bought the vehicle. The second Range Rover that Ms. Bekele was given is registered in the name of an individual identified as Yunus Muhammad. As for the matrimonial home, Ms. Bekele insisted that its ownership fully shifted to her after Fidel's death, hence it cannot form part of her late husband's estate. Settlement of the property fight eliminates a distraction for Mr. Odinga in the battle for his fifth bid. Fifth bid. I bet this was a publication that really attracted the attention of the nation at large. But as of right now, what else can we say? All we can say is that Ms. LUAM BEKELE now lives a secret life away from the public after the battle between her and Ida Odinga ended, and she took over the control of Fidel Odinga's estate, but in conjunction with Raila Odinga Jr. being named as an administrator to the estate, removing LUAM BEKELE's brother, who was Farm Getachew BEKELE. Now, for now, with the information that I've conveyed there, unaweza jua ya kwamba kwa sasa si eti ya kwamba LUAM BEKELE alipotea wala alinyimwa urithi ambao ulikuwa uwe wake na familia ya Odinga, ila alipokea vyote ambavyo alikuwa akivitaka, ila yeye pamoja na familia ya Odinga waonani macho kwa macho, kwa sababu kisa kile na kesi ile ambayo iliwapelekea kotini ilileta utengano mkubwa sana baina yake na Ida Odinga. Kwa sasa ni hayo, tutaendelea kukuletea taarifa kuhusiana na mengi ambayo yanayojiri katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Wewe, maoni yako ni yapi kuhusiana na kisa hiki na kesi ambayo iliweza kuchipukia baina ya Getachew BEKELE na mamake Fidel Odinga, that is Ida Odinga? Leave your comment on the comment section.